Well, hello there, my friends, and welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 as Italia. We're doing actually exceptionally well, despite all of the naval battles going on around our country, and we just want to really go ahead and keep things up. I'm kind of letting Germany take the lead at this point. Right now it looks like they're really massing on the borders there of the Soviet Union, but it looks like as far as the United Kingdom goes, nobody's attacking it. Not even Germany is trying to get an invasion going, and in fact I think it would be really hard to invade anyway. So actually what I've done is I've sent as many troops as I can over here to help fight in Africa against the British, and our Turkish allies are going to be helping us here a little bit, but really we're going to have to do most of the heavy lifting. It's pretty clear. So we've got South African troops attacking us. This is quite disgraceful, but there's not much we can do about it. Right now we're just trying to hold the line, essentially. I am going to try to use this guy to move through a little bit, but this is another main point of contention, is going to be all of the enemies right there. We're trying to get some units over, but it's honestly not easy at all, especially with all of the naval ships. Anytime we send transports over, they get shot down very, very easily. So we're going to go ahead and try to get this army over there. I can't promise that it's going to work out very well. And if it works, we will land it somewhere over here, because that's actually the closest port. In fact, we can land it right there. Once again, I don't think we're going to be able to get to this naval base. Come on, get to Algeria! No. No way. Okay, so we can send some guys over, and the two divisions have arrived in Senegal, so Venezuela is sending us some divisions. That's very nice of them. I'm actually going to try something else. I'm not sure if this is going to work. I'm going to draw a new battle line over here, and I am going to make sure all of these units are selected, and maybe they'll go ahead and ship on over themselves. That would be awesome. Looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Beautiful, guys. So we can try to stem this flow of Canadians, French, many other nations, I'm sure, but it's good to see that the Venezuelans have come to our aid and are trying their best to help us. And there we go. The German Reich has called Hungary as our ally. Now, of course, Hungary does not have a lot to offer, but you know what? Not bad. I'll take it. It's something. And let's go ahead and get some escort effort here, because we don't want our guys dying in the ocean, just being destroyed. That's unacceptable. Glad we still hold this area. And of course we'll bring our planes in to assist. Tactical bombers. Of course we still have some pretty old planes, so it's probably a good idea in our research slots to start focusing on maybe some newer planes, perhaps maybe an SM-84. But actually this one right here, the Folgiori, is a lot cheaper and actually will take us a lot less time. So that's what we're going for. That's right, we're being a little cheap, so what? And I'm going to jump up here. We've got a massive army over here in Italy. Well, in France, I should say. What the hell is wrong with me? Actually, sorry, that's a naval fleet. So it's not an army. And I think all of our armies right now are in Africa. It's just all we can really do. Let's go ahead and... Can't go here, we can't go here. Alright. So let's at least go hunting over here in North Africa, guys. Of course, a naval war has been a tremendous part of this entire campaign. I mean, it's been huge. Now, if I want to just take a look over here, I want to see what other units we have. We can start dropping some of our units, I'm hoping, and we can also modify our government. So here we go, guys. I'm going to drop some of our units in Tuscany, some over here in Abruzzo, and we will be able to slowly start rebuilding this army. I'm also going to start training some raggruppamenti celeri. These are, of course, tank units. And for the location, we'll pick Lombardy, of course, where Milan is here. I want to add a unit here, and I want to add some more infantry units. So we're going to train some more Divisione di Infanteria and drop them over here in Piedmont. This is going to take a while. I mean, it's no doubt that 1.21 is actually not a lot of men for a country. So I'm doing everything we can to actually increase our manpower. Right now we could do service by requirement. I'm not sure. I don't think this would actually increase manpower at all. Let's see if we can get any political advisors to help us here. Now, political power gain is actually useful, and I think we could use this guy. So I'm going to take Farinacci, because I want to get that political power so that maybe we can convince other countries to join the fascist cause, and specifically to join our side. That would be absolutely awesome. Let's take a look here. Research slot available. Done a lot of focus here on the infantry. Let's go ahead and see if we can do anything in terms of this kind of research. Decryption, why not? I'm actually going to start putting some radar nearby here, especially in Africa. And look at this. Now this goes to show you how little I know about the Black Ice mod. We can build specific factories here. The construction cost is going to be massive. But we're going to go ahead and try and build some. So let's get a small arms factory. Let's get a munitions factory. Let's get another sub-yard going in Campania. And maybe a synthetic oil refinery. Unfortunately, we can't build that. But we'll also get a truck factory here in Savoy. And we're just going to try to keep building up our units as best we can. We can't increase our manpower right now. But hopefully over time we'll be able to do that. Right now, we are really not a country made, and despite the fact we have a tremendous amount of territory, we're not a country made for a major war or anything like that. So, this is definitely not easy on us. Gloria Attacca! Very nice, we're cutting through already. I'm hoping we can cut off this enemy without any issues whatsoever. What the hell are Norwegians doing in North Africa? This is madness. So we're going to keep cutting through, guys, and ultimately the goal is to get that port. Try to take that port, that way the enemy can't bring anybody else in, and it's going to make our job here in Africa a lot easier. So I'm going to keep sending units that way, and I hope we have enough to take them on. The Norwegians are holding strong here, and we've got some Canadian troops to the north of them. There we go, Norway, you can't hold on very long, sorry. Good try, though, and I'm actually going to go right for Iran. We're basically ignoring the Canadians. More Norwegians here and some Dutch troops as well. Despite, of course, the Netherlands being completely overrun, the Dutch still hold territory. Now there we go, we've got Iran. So now the enemy can't actually field any more reinforcements. And what we want to do is follow up here, cut off the rest of the enemy, and make sure that their time in Africa is spent scavenging in the jungles, or in this case, the desert, for supplies, because they're not getting past us. And it looks like the British have actually managed to stop them here, which is pretty good. The scary thing is, the South Africans have just gotten 18 units, which is not going to make anything very easy for us. These units are equipped with mountain equipment, so I think they should do okay. And I'm also going to send our planes over here. Make sure everybody is assisting here. We really are getting a lot of support. Let's take a look over here at... These are the convoys we've lost. So you can see one of the reasons it's so hard for us to maintain constant resources is we keep getting our stuff destroyed. So we're hoping that we can stop this from occurring, but there's really very little we can do at this particular moment except try and build more ships and try and defend the other convoys here. We've actually got a Battle of the Adriatic Sea going on right now. Let's take a look here. And it looks like we lost some convoys. Wonder why it was declared a victory. Let's take another look. Lost some convoys. Eventually our men must have shown up. Okay. Well, it looks like it's just a tremendous amount of enemy kills on convoys here. The amount of lost convoys, as you can see, it's huge. Just a lot of lost convoys. This Adriatic Sea area is very dangerous. And that's probably the area where we should try to focus most of our naval forces, because there are definitely enemies here. Let's get that SM-84. It's about time. Okay, this is scary. So the enemy has taken another port location, and this is kind of the annoying thing with facing so many enemies at once. I really wish Germany would go ahead and get their ass over here to Africa. We need their help desperately. But at least we've got the Turks here that are doing a really fine job at keeping the British off our back, at least in North Africa. Alright, a new national focus. So it's too late for the Pact of Steel and the Treaty with Germany, despite the fact that because of the Black Ice mod, we were kind of forced into a relationship with Germany. I didn't really want to do that. but it is what it is. So we can actually get Libyan oil refineries or Libyan infrastructure, and I think we want to go ahead and focus on oil, the black gold. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and actually do carrier efforts. I really want to improve our naval capacity, and the only way we're going to do that is by researching it. What about some engineer companies? 283 days. What, are you crazy? Maybe some amphibious warfare equipment. That's probably pretty useful. Of course, we're still in desperate need of a bunch of factories, but we're doing the best we can. Okay, let's see what's going on here. So we are managing to cut these guys off pretty well. I just think we need to keep pushing, although they're starting to get some strong points here, as you can see. So I'm going to see if we can still break through. We still seem to have the advantage here in the desert, and I'm hoping that if that continues, we can push the enemy off here, get rid of them over here by the ports, and not have to worry about the Norwegians getting behind us at all. But right now it's looking like these guys are pretty decent fighters, and specifically, kind of like the desert rats during World War II, they're able to get behind our lines and cause a lot of trouble, because this army could obviously be used elsewhere, and right now it's busy stuck fighting a bunch of guys here in the desert. The good news is they have little to no resources, and that's the reason they're suffering so many losses, and also the reason they can't really put up a fight at all. Let's go ahead and attack over here. It's about time. Looking more and more like Italia should look. And incredibly over here, it's funny to see the Venezuelans. Wow, now that's amazing. The Japanese and the Venezuelans here are fighting in Somalia. Or is this Somalia? Excuse me, the Congo. Learn your Africa, Agrippa. And they're putting up an amazing fight. And I mean an amazing fight against the British. I'm going to try to get some of my men to head over here, but I don't think they can actually move. I think they're pretty stuck. Nonetheless, it's good to see that these guys are actually putting up a decent fight, and if not for them, we wouldn't really be able to hold off the enemy. There are even some German colonial troops here, which is working out really well. That's why it was confusing. This is a German territory, but I actually like that. So the Japanese are definitely on our side, but do they still have their faction? Remember, they had the faction, the Daitoka Kyoken. Yep, they still do, but they're definitely working with us, which is pretty cool. 249 days to get the best recon company that anybody has. I think it's worth it. Let's finish these guys off for once and for all. You will all go to a nice prison camp and receive a menu of spaghetti and meatball, maybe. I wonder how bad Italian prison camps were. Probably really horrific. But who knows? How do you really rate what prison camp is better than another? Alright, here we go, guys. We're charging on through with this army of Ubaldo Solu. This guy would be an Italian hero, because the fact is, despite having such a small army, he has managed to absolutely crush this enemy. And there we go. Oh my god. Germany breaks the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. Guys, we are at war with the Soviet Union. This is a major turning point in the battle here. Submarine yards, trigger events, which grant a reduction in your various... Damn it! Guys, that's incredible. So, it looks like the German Reich wants us to help them in their war against Soviet Union. No, sorry, Germany. Maybe this is one way we can get out of this. I don't know. We're still part of the Axis, so we may not be able to do anything. But at this point, I'm going to go ahead and let the Soviets take over the Reich, and hopefully we can get the hell out of the Axis and just admit defeat here. I want to make sure I'm not part of their war. Really hoping I'm not. And I think if I'm not part of their war, hopefully we don't have an issue. That's going to be really interesting to actually see what occurs there. But it definitely looks like the Germans are in some trouble. Actually, it looks like they're pushing through pretty well. I see a lot of green here, and maybe the Germans are going to go ahead and do pretty well here. This is almost like an exact recreation of a blitz, and they are trying to push through the Soviet line. So who knows? Maybe Germany has the right idea here. I don't want to be part of that war anyway. I don't care how much land we're going to get, because any time that war has ever occurred, it always ends poorly for us. So we're going to go ahead and let Germany... I mean, best of luck to you guys while we fight the British. We really do hope you guys do very, very well. But in the meantime, we're going to stay away from that. Kaiser Wilhelm II. Wilhelm II, the last Kaiser of the German Empire, passed away today at the age of 82. Unfortunate. Nihil sine dio. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, we're way ahead of schedule for rockets. The centrometric radar, though, this will increase encryption a little bit. And despite this advanced computing machine taking 3 to 14 days, that's going to increase our research significantly. Since we have that extra slot, I think that's definitely a worthwhile form of research for us. But right now, I really want this war to end. And that's one of the problems here in Hearts of Iron 4. A lot of people have mentioned that these wars don't really end the way they should. There should always be agreements you can do beforehand with countries, get them to agree to certain, agreements. Let me say agreement one more time to drive the point home. But basically, you should be able to end a war without having to take every single bit of the enemy's territory or vice versa. And I think that's something that just hasn't been added to the game. We really need that in the game right now. Maybe there are some mods out there that do add that, but as of right now, I haven't seen it. Another scary thing, if I'm looking over here, okay, never mind. It doesn't look like our old Roman Empire is at war with anybody, but I really hope they don't join Germany in this fight, because I think it's a losing fight. I can't say for certain, but it doesn't look like something we can win. Anyway, Il Duce remains in power, guys. He's been here for quite a while. 1941, the war continues. How do you guys think this is going to go? Make sure to post that in the comments down below. I always like to hear your opinions. And thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll go here through the casualties list. Right now, we have more casualties than anybody else with 590,000 deaths. And considering the fact that we have only 1.23 million in actual manpower, that is a frightening amount of casualties. Almost half of our manpower killed in war or horribly maimed. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and glory to Italia.